Welcome back to the WCBL. This is going to be season 5, and this season we have brought back the two divisions of Indigo and Evergreen, and we have changed it to a points format. Um, so we had the normal tiers ranked in points from 20 to 1. And we also added some super scary Ubermons like Aegislash, Ash Greninja, that kind of stuff, which were worth more than 20 points. We had 125 points to draft things with, and then at the end of the draft, we had 19 points to spend on Z users, where the points cost for Z users were half the points, their normal points. So this is going to be an interesting draft, except I did not get anything broken because of a certain bet last season that I guess sort of lost, but is actually a tie. So we both agreed to take the penalty of drafting Mons that had a BST of 510 or less. So that is why I am not drafting super powerful Mons, but still, I still managed to get a decent draft. So without further ado, let us get right into what I drafted. Right, round 1, I drafted Ice Knife, the Weavile. Weavile is nice, gives me great knockoff support, gives me Ice Shard, which is real nice. Also, most of the broken stuff that we allowed are weak to dark types, so this mon is really important for that. We also allowed Sheerfort or Slando Eye, so having that Ice Shard priority and other ice moves with a fast mon is super useful for that. So I could not really let Weavile slip go undrafted for my team. Besides that, it gets Icicle Crash, that always hits hard. It gets Low Kick for the bulky steel types that would like to come in on it. It gets Pursuit, so I could Pursuit Trap things such as the Lotties, other things that do not like going up against Weavile. Gives me a Taunt Mon, and yeah, could use Pressure to get some PP stuff. Could run Pickpocket. Pickpocket is nice to steal items such as Scarfs away, or choice items that would boost my opponent if I somehow get rid of my item. Maybe if I run Focus Sash, get hit by attack, lose that Focus Sash, then I could steal their item. And also, Weavile hits quite hard with that base 120 attack and outspeeds a lot of things with that 125 speed. Next up in round 2, I decided to draft Staraptor, Featherfall, Normalium. Well, not Normal Z. This is one of my Z users. Main reason was I do need that Intimidate. Intimidate is going to be super beneficial to my team since I did have to draft Mons that were 510 BST and below. Getting a Mon with Intimidate is useful to help with my bulk, since I do have those lower stats than a lot of the teams. Reckless is also good if I want to have a straight up Kamikaze with Brave Bird or Double Edge. Not a lot of things like to deal with that. Only real things are like Steel types and Rock types, mainly. Which is why I drafted my next one, but I will get to that later. Staraptor is also nice, could run Scarf Final Gambit because base 85 HP is nice. Covers a lot of mons with that. it is also quite a decent speed at 100 to outspeed quite a few things naturally and easily outspeed a lot of the faster stuff with if I put a scarf on it. Why I Z-monned it was mainly for bird spam because bird spam is quite powerful. It's also nice to boost up that close combat to get rid of those bulky steel and rock types that want to come in on it, as well as we have that nice Z mirror move, which is always powerful. Z tailwind if I want to try and crit things, probably not. And yeah, but mainly Z mirror move, copy my opponent's move and turn it into a Z move while giving me +2 attack. Real nice on Star Raptor. Then moving on, so far not the best ways of dealing with steel and rock type, so I decided to pick up Mienshao next, nicknamed Jump. Mienshao is nice with that inner focus, can't be picked out or flinched by things with fake out. Also gives me a fake out, gives me baton pass so I can pass calm minds, bulk ups, maybe, depending on how I'm feeling. Oh, it doesn't even have that bad of a special attack. For some reason, I was thinking it had a bad special attack, and I was like, why does it get calm mind? But no, pretty decent at 95. Another fast mon with base speed of 105, hits things really hard with 125 attack, and that reckless ability once again, increasing my damage output. Kind of going sort of for a glass cannon kind of team since I do have low BST and stats. Gives me another knockoff user, which is real nice. Gives me a low kick for heavy things. Gives me U-turn momentum like Star Raptor did. Star Raptor also gave me U-turn momentum, which will help my glass cannon team gain momentum and blowing things back. Also gives me taunt, which is real nice, and like most fighting types, gets nice coverage all around. Anything else? Could use me first. If only this was also a Z-move user, I could basically have it do the same thing as Star Raptor, sort of, except give me speed. So I'll definitely outspeed things, but nope. Nothing else really about it that stands out except its ability to high jump kick things and blow holes in team. And baton pass stats, mainly there to deal with those bulky steel and rock types, which kind of all my team so far. Could also give it regenerator to give me slightly more bulk or sustainability, since I have to work around that condition of low BST. Next up, we have Arms of Hadar, Reuniclus. Reuniclus is real nice. Gives me a bulky mod with base 110 HP. That's the main reason it gets its bulk. It also gives me a slow mon to prevent my opponents from just bringing Trick Room against me and blowing me back that way. It also gives me great abilities in Overcoat, Magic Guard, Regenerator. With Overcoat, I can't be put to sleep with Spore. If an opponent tries to bring Spore against me, not today. Gives me Magic Guard to give me a status sponge. And Regenerator is also nice if I'm trying to get that regeneration core going with Reuniclus and the Mienshao. Reuniclus is nice. You could also set up Trick Room for me. does get knockoff, but mainly there for that bulk with recover and being able to deal with other walls that aren't steel type or poison types with toxic stalling them. Gives me a mon with trick to trick things onto opponents. Other things it likes to do is be a calm minesweeper, which is always nice. Also starts filling out my special offense with that base 125 special attack. So far, mainly physical attackers on my team. And moving on to my next mon in round 5, I decided to pick up Araquanid because Sticky Webs is real nice for my team. Help benefit those 3 fast mons in Weavile, Staraptor, and Mian Shell. Gives me more speed control, which is always nice with a team like this where it's kind of more of a hyper offensive team. Also gives me great bulk on the special side. Water Bubble is also a nice ability, preventing it from being burned and blowing things back with those water attacks like Liquidation. Liquidation is nice. Chance of lowering an opponent's defense. Could also run Lunge to guarantee lowering my opponent's attack, which is always nice. But mainly there for Sticky Web support. Gives me screens. Screens are always nice. And yeah, can toxic stall things out. Gives me Frost Breath if I want to try and crit stuff. Magic Coat to bounce back status effects. Could soak something. Getting rid of its stab, which is always nice. Getting rid of stab is real important, so I don't take as much damage on my team. And yeah, next up, I drafted Goodberry the Whimsicott, another fast boy, base 116. So far, mainly filling up those speed tiers up high, allowing me to choose, not have to worry so much about Scarfers, because if they do scarf something to outspeed one of them, I could always make it so that I have another mod that would outspeed that Scarfer, and if they decide to outspeed everything, then I could kind of predict that and just go for invest more into bulk. So kind of mind games with that. Whimsicott is real nice for that prankster ability, with increased statuses, so gives me priority charm to lower opponent's attacks, cotton guard to raise my defense. Probably not going to use that. Cotton sport to lower my opponent's speed by 2. Probably not going to use that. Priority defog is always nice. Priority encore, always nice. Priority memento, lowering my opponent's both attack and special attack by 2, is important to help let my mons possibly set up and sweep with their natural speed. Gives me another taunt user, gives me Trick Room. Probably not going to use Trick Room on this. And also gives me Switcheroo and Tailwind. Tailwind is real nice to augment my speed, so I don't have to worry about Scarfers, because I can guarantee get that Tailwind up before my opponent can do anything, and then I can just send in one of my offensive powerhouses and blow holes in opponents' teams. And yeah, also not too bad with its special coverage. Grass Knot, Moonblast, good coverage for things. And yeah, does it get knockoff? I think it does. Yeah, it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115 No, yeah, it does get knockoff as well. And it does have U-turn for momentum, which is good. Moving on to round 7. I needed more hazard setters as well as hazard removal, since so far my hazard removal is defog on the Whimsicott and the Star Raptor, but don't always want to bring it on them since it limits the rest of their move pool and their roles in games. So I decided to pick up Fortress, the Armor of Agathis. And if you haven't realized it so far, all of my mons are nicknamed after first level spells in D&D. Sturdy is always nice. Basically allows me to get off at least one move. Overcoat is also nice. Can also be a sponge to powder moves. And yeah, mainly there for hazard sacking and spikes and stealth rocks. Could do some damage with gyro ball. Since it is so slow, also takes advantage of people if they try and bring trick room teams against me. And it is super bulky on the defensive side. So I have this as a physical wall, and I have Araquanid as a special wall so far. So kind of relying on them to be my walls. That may be asking a little too much of them, but hopefully it will work out. And yeah, also gives me slow momentum with Volt Switch. Gives me spikes, stealth rocks, toxic spikes. Anything else of importance? I guess I could try and run a power trick set in a trick room team, swap that defense with the attack, blow everything back in trick room with gyro ball. Does get struggle bug, guarantees lowering my opponent's special attack, which is nice. Would have been nicer if we were in doubles, which we were kind of thinking of doing for this season, but sadly not. But yeah, still a good mon. Speed control with Rock Tomb. And yeah, moving on, in round 8, I decided to pick up my fire type to finish my water, grass, and fire core with Salazzle, the Ray of Sickness. Salazzle is also a Z user for my team. Corrosion is real nice, being able to toxic even steel walls or poison walls, like maybe if they bring a Weezing against me. Not sure. Don't think someone drafted Weezing this season. Could be wrong about that. But super useful for poisoning those steel types, like maybe Mega Metagross if it tries to come in on this. Probably not though, since I'm also fire type. Mainly there for those poison types. Gives me another fast fake out user, base 117 speed. Kind of fills the same speed tier as Whimsicott, but allows me to not have to bring Whimsicott to fill that speed tier between these mons. And I can instead do it with this. Base 111 special attack is quite good, especially with its poison fire coverage. Hits most things at least neutrally. Few things actually resist my attack. Overheat, Fire Blast, Sludge Wave, always good moves to have, and it's doing a lot of damage. Does get knockoff, that kind of support. Fake Out is nice. Flame Charge if I want to try and get increased speed. Could use Thief to steal items. Foul Play is nice for offensive threats to my team. Physical threats to my team. always nice to have that. Could pop on the scarf to guarantee outspeed those threats and take them out with foul play. Status wise, gets Encore. Encore is good. Will-O-Wisp gives me a Will-O-Wisper, gives me a Taunter. And it mainly sets up with Nasty Plot to blow holes in opponents' teams. So like I said at the beginning of this team, so far my team is kind of a glass cannon except for maybe Fortress, Araquanid, and Reuniclus. But even them, they can be offensive threats, which is what I try to do with this team, to always try and keep on the pressure, not letting my opponent do what they want. So moving on into round 9, could go for lower point mons. So far these mons all 10 and above. Since we were getting to the bottom of the draft, end of the draft, people were running out of points, so I could wait on some higher point mons to allow me to not have to worry about being sniped. So I decided to go with Beast Bond, the Lycanroc Midnight form, also a Z user. Gets quite a lot of coverage to take advantage of that Z move. Dragon Z, Steel Z, Rocky Z, all good Z moves. Fire Punch, Thunder Punch for coverage. And yeah, also gives me foul play to deal with those physical threats. Gives me a priority move in Sucker Punch. So I think that's my first. Does this get Sucker Punch? Nope, it doesn't get Sucker Punch. Does this get Sucker Punch? Does it get Mach Punch? Nope. So far my only mon with priority besides Fake Out to do a lot of damage. And Rockium Z is always a great Z move to have. Can set up with Rock Polish, can set up with Swords Dance. Also gives me another rocker, so I don't have to bring Fortress as my rocker every game and have to worry about him power fires for that. Also, Vital Spirit is nice since we did allow Darkrai. Won't have to worry about that putting me to sleep with this Vital Spirit, as well as no guard, allowing me to hit all those inaccurate moves. Being Crush Claw, Fire Fang, Rock Tomb, Snarl, Thunder Fang, Dual Chop, Rock Slide, Rock Throw, Toxic, Zen Headbutt, Rock Climb, Swagger, Stone Edge, Iron Tail. Mainly the Stone Edge and Iron Tail. Kind of wish it got Cross Chop. That would make this mon so much better. But sadly, doesn't. Quite a decent speed tier at 82. Sort of going for that middle speed, so people can't just not invest speed in their mons that are slower than 100. And yeah, great mon to have. Moving on to round 10, we have Zygarde 10%, Earth Tremor, my last Z user. Is this my last Z move user? Could have sworn mon after this was the user, but don't quote me on that, because I might have been thinking of making. Yeah, it is my last Z move user. Yeah, decided against making the next one a Z move user, even though it would have been nice. But another past boy. No power construct, sadly, that was not allowed. but Aura Break is always nice. Well, not actually, since those mons weren't allowed either. So its ability doesn't really matter, but it does get 1,000 arrows to knock down things, Core Enforcer to nullify abilities, which is always nice. Can set up with Coil, can be banded to hit things with 1,000 arrows, or Extreme Speed gives me priority with Extreme Speed, which is nice. Gives me a fast mon with Haze to get rid of statuses, can glare things quickly, to paralyze things, to help my fast mons. Gets nice coverage all around. Dragon, dark, ground, fighting even. Gets Zen Headbutt, which is nice. Could bulldoze things to slow them down. Does get Iron Tail for those fairy types, which are a nuisance to it. Could use Camouflage to change me to a normal type, or depending on if someone brings like a terrain against me. I believe Grassy Terrain would change me to a grass type, which would be nice. Could set up with Dragon Dance. Could bring a bulky set with Z Haze to give me health as I get rid of statuses so people can't set up on it. If I try and stall out with Toxic. And yeah. Moving on to round 11, getting another slow mon, so good mons to prevent Trick Room against me. And Pythagoras is also another bulky mon, which is real nice. Basically have to put everything into HP, but don't have to necessarily put it into defense. Mummy is nice, getting rid of abilities such as Sheer Force on Lando, or maybe Tough Claws on Landorus, or not Landorus, Metagross. Can set up Trick Room for me if I want to go for a slower team. Once again, another Haze user to get rid of statuses, or not statuses, whatchamacallit, setup. On my opponent's move, can set up with Calm Mind. Does get Memento to allow me to set up, or Weaken Threats, gets Trick to trick items. Will-O-Wisp is always nice to weaken physical attackers against me. I did not know this thing got Crafty Shield, but that prevents status moves this turn. So if I expect Toxic coming off against me, I could always use that. Could use Heal Block to stop people from roosting or maybe recovering in my face, which is always nice. Could use Grudge, I guess. Probably not likely. Destiny Bomb, probably better. Does get Magic Coat, probably better than Crafty Shield there. Gets Knockoff. Knockoff support, always useful. Getting rid of items. Fake Tears to lower opponent. Special Defense. Can trap things in with Infestation. Can use Power Split to, if I bring a more bulky, a less strong mon, I can lower my opponent's attacks while increasing mine. Could steal things with Thief, probably not likely. And yeah, could always go for those rolls with Ominous Wind to get Omniboost. And yeah, and then last but not least, in the 12th round, finishing off my draft, we have Ditto. Obviously going to be brought with Imposter to take advantage of my opponent's mons that have higher than 510 EST. But this mon BST is lower than 510, so it is still good for the bet. And yeah, going to be a monster with this like I was in CPL Season 3, hopefully. And this month's nickname is Disguise Self, because it is disguising itself as an opponent's mon. And that is my draft. Leave a comment down below on how you think this draft is, and if you can possibly think of other mons I could probably try and use this season that are 5'10" below. So catch you in week 1 as I go up against Bertibus. Bertibus is quite powerful, right? Or do I face Killua week 1? Nope. I face Brett. Yep, face Bertibus. Brett's team is Protein, Greninja, Mega Low Pony, Landers, Furion, Tangrowth, Sylveon, Silvally, Metagross, Kyurem, Electivire, and Archeops. So quite a scary team. But hopefully we will start off the season right. So catch you for that video. Bye-bye!